So, going to look for a personal trainer. Bit of a difficult one, because I think as people in the fitness industry, we very much know what we want, so very much direct the process. So tried to go into it going, actually I am a participant, I am looking for a personal trainer, I'm not going to direct this process, because then the outcome will be, I would have selected the outcome, so I'm not going to learn anything. And part of the joy of having a trainer is that they do the work and you just get to experience things you won't experience. So limited it to the club I was already a member of, because I thought, I know there are good trainers out there, but most participants don't have that knowledge. So I'm going to go to my club, because that's what a person does. 37 trainers in the club. Easiest thing to do would be to choose the trainer I like. Could have narrowed it down to about 5, just looking at profile pictures, haircut, what their mission statement is. But thought, no, I'll give them the opportunity. So sent out 35 emails, honestly going, look, I'm 40, I'm a little bit stroppy, and I'm looking for someone who is will train me. Sent it out on my email, so no concealing of any agenda or anything like that. And sat back for the responses. I sent it on a Saturday night. Thought, okay, I want some replies by Monday. What amazed me first off was it took 30 minutes for the first reply to come back, which astounded me, because I had assumed no one would reply until business hours. In the end, I got 20 something replies out of 35. The incredibly interesting thing was about 20 of them, just under 20, came in within 24 hours of a Saturday night email. Great news. Awesome. The last reply I got was Tuesday, and that was 1. So by Monday morning, everyone but one who was going to reply had replied. So the remaining 7 people just never replied. It was 10, I think. Just never replied. So what does that teach me? That people do reply quickly, but actually if you haven't heard from someone in 24 hours, you're never going to hear from them, so you may as well cross them off your list. What also amazed me is that the first person who came through, the longer the person waited, so the first 5 people that contacted me went to the top of the list, and by Sunday afternoon I was bored with the process. So someone who had sent me a reply and said the same thing as the person on Sunday afternoon, the Saturday night person, fast beats good. That surprised me. So someone who wrote an email on Saturday night and wasn't as competent as the one who sent it on Sunday afternoon, the Saturday night person, I like better. The other thing that surprised me was, even though I like technical and I want someone who knows what they're talking about, the couple of people who talked technical to me, my instant assumption was, whatever, what about me, the person? The other thing that surprised me is I asked for prices, and everyone came in the same range, half an hour, $35 to $45 for half an hour. One person came in at $25 for half an hour. Do you know I automatically discounted that person? Because the other people had set $40 as the bar, so I distrusted that $25 person automatically, because everyone else, and that surprised me as well. So in my head, I think I'd pre-decided that the value was $40. $5 under, $5 over made sense to me. I think probably if someone had said $60 or $70 for half an hour, I probably would have rejected them, perhaps, because they would have to be special. but it did surprise me that that $25 person, I automatically went, I don't trust you, based on price. What else did I discover? I was amazed at how many people, something I was able to get is having chosen 2 trainers, I then had the conversation about the process. One of the personal trainers I chose said that she had got the email and she had been in discussion with some other trainers and said, did you get this email as well? I made it clear it was a group sent. And a couple of the trainers had said yes, they'd got the email. No, they weren't interested in training a person like me, so they just didn't reply. And I found that incredibly interesting, because I don't think anyone is in a vacuum. Even if I decided a trainer was not for me, we all have extended audiences. So even if you don't want to train a person, from that I go, actually you should reply and say you're not my type of person. And actually, if someone sent me an email that said, actually I don't like training stroppy 40-year-old women, I like training 25-year-old super athletes, I probably would have given them extra points and I would have remembered that. Follow-up was interesting. I waited till Tuesday to follow up. And I sent emails to every single PT that replied and said thank you. I've selected my personal trainer, but thanks so much for your time. My favourite was the person that sent the email back going, could you tell me why you did that? And just he actually wrote it really nicely. I was like, for the sake of business development, and I was able to honestly go, I was looking for this type of person, and actually it's not a negative. So he got some good feedback. Scary to do that, because I might have said you're horrible, but actually he ended up learning that I thought he was amazing and that he was actually looked like a really good trainer, but just wasn't my fit. I had a couple of people who thanked me, but it was the lack of, I think the thing that surprised me was the no answers. And the thing that surprised me about myself was how fast beats good. The other thing that I found myself along the process is, number one, how bored you get so fast, and how much you default, because in the end I defaulted to the trainer actually I would have chosen. Having gone through that process, I went back. I then got hassled by some colleagues, and then I went and chose another trainer out of my comfort zone, and that was good also. What I found was that I didn't want a free session from them, because that would be smart, wouldn't it? Isn't that what every personal trainer fears? And that's what I fear. Oh my goodness, I'm going to meet them for coffee, and then they're going to want a free session, and 6 months down the track we're still playing around. That actually and it's a reps registered facility, so there's an assumption that there's going to be no cowboys, no one with no qualification who got their thing off a cereal packet. But actually the most important thing was that I trusted them. I didn't actually need to see them in action at all to make a decision on who was the best trainer for me. They didn't need to tell me what their beliefs were in, periodization. That actually was so irrelevant, because once I trusted them, then no matter what they did, within reason, that would be the right thing. And that's what a client needs. Because if I trust them, then I will do what they say, because I'll trust them and I won't interpret it. And it's the doing that gets the result and keeps you going. Anyone can pull out one really great session, but it's the love you want and the trust. So that surprised me. And here we are. It is now March, so I've been with my one trainer who I said, right, okay, I choose you, but I have to go with this other trainer because I've been hassled so much. So I have to go and see this trainer for 4 weeks, because that will give me enough to prove that I have seen this other trainer and I have been outside my comfort zone. Having met the second trainer, I went, actually, I'm cheating on my trainer. I've actually chosen my trainer, it's not you. You're number 2. I'm really just coming to see you for a month so I can prove that I've stepped outside my comfort zone. He went, sweet as. 6 months later, I'm still training with him every week, as well as the other one. Having met him in a cafe and had that half an hour conversation, I kind of knew, actually, that I wasn't going to get out of it alive after 4 weeks. I could say, I really like that other trainer, but I really like you. I'm probably not going to do 4 weeks. It'll probably be 3 months. And 6 months later, I have absolutely no intention of ditching either of them. That is another interesting fact as well, that I had budgeted for 1 session a week. I had decided I wanted 1 session a week with 1 trainer. That, yes, I got a kick in the teeth, but really that was only for a month. That having experienced it and experiencing those 2 trainers, that I was quite happy. I'm now spending double the spend on 2 trainers. I had no intention of doing that, but through the way they treated me, I then doubled my spend, my personal trainer spend. And I think I'm probably more loyal to them because there's 2 of them, which is another interesting fact, because I thought after a while I would prefer one, and then the other I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to break up with one of my trainers. But actually, they know about each other, they're cool with that, they're not at all threatened, and the end result of them not being threatened, never have it, they talk to each other occasionally, that I've kept them because they shared. Now, if one of them I think had been a little bit tight, I probably would have taken that as a negative. The next question, of course, is if I go to 3 sessions a week, do I get another trainer, or do I, oh my goodness, do I go to the same club? Do I go to a home-based trainer? But it's interesting how the things that I thought would be a problem have actually turned into the opposite. Do I need the technical knowledge of a personal trainer? Absolutely not. I'm more qualified than both of them. Do I need them to tell me how to do exercise technique? I could probably work it out myself. That's not why I go to them. I go to them because they'll tell me what to do. And I'll do it just because of them. I'll do it because it's an appointment time that I would actually turn around and not go to the gym and go, oh yeah, I'll leave it. But because I have an appointment with them, I have to go. Well, I choose to go actually. And because they're bloody good fun. And I really enjoy spending time with them. And the fact that we get a workout is truly awesome. But actually, if that workout came, if I had to choose the workout, I'm lucky I get both. But if I had to choose a lesser workout with that same personality, or a more technically, competently perfect aerodynamic workout with a slightly less personality, I'd choose the personality because that's what keeps me going. Yep, the exercise gets me the results, but that my retention is personality. So that's my happy ending.